Tiny, barely 90 centimeters tall, Zyra padded softly across the empty spaceship cabin. The soft hum of the ship's engines was the only sound. Her little hands touched the metal walls as she walked, making sure everything was in its place. The cabin was quiet, empty, or so she thought. Zyra loved cleaning. It made her feel in control. Her species, the Luminars, were small but incredibly fast. She zipped from one corner to another, picking up tiny tools and wiping surfaces clean. Today, she thought, would be just another quiet day on the ship. A day with nothing unusual, nothing exciting. She hummed a little tune, one she had learned from the human crew member, Captain Jace, who sometimes sang while cooking. Zyra liked humans, they were so big and clumsy, yet strangely fascinating. But for now, she was alone. Or was she? Zyra moved toward the sleeping quarters. The soft, blue light of the cabin made her shadow flicker against the walls. She reached the blanket covering the bed. It looked empty, like it always did. Zyra smiled and began straightening it, unaware that her little foot nudged something soft beneath the fabric. A tiny shiver ran across the blanket. Zyra froze. She was only 90 centimeters tall, but her senses were sharper than any human's. She could hear the faintest rustle. The blanket shifted again, this time more deliberately, like something was moving under it. Her heart raced. It was strange, unexpected. She had cleaned this cabin dozens of times. There was never anything under the blanket. Never. Zyra crouched down, tiny hands hovering above the fabric. She whispered to herself, "It's just the wind, or maybe a mouse." But deep inside, she knew no mouse could survive in this spaceship, hurtling through the void. The blanket twitched again. This time, a soft, low growl came from beneath it. Zyra's small ears twitched in alarm. The sound was foreign, deep and wet. Something alive was there, something that wasn't supposed to be. She glanced around. The door to the cabin was locked. She was alone. Or at least, she thought she was. Gathering her courage, Zyra lifted one corner of the blanket. Her little hands shook slightly. Beneath it, glowing eyes stared up at her. Not human eyes, but big, round, and reflective, like pools of liquid silver. The creature was small, almost the same size as Zyra, but its body was covered in dark, slick fur that shimmered under the cabin lights. Zyra jumped back. The creature hissed softly, curling up defensively. Its breathing was fast, shallow, like it was scared. "Oh, you're scared too," Zyra whispered, crouching slowly. "I'm not going to hurt you." The creature tilted its head, watching her, studying her movements. Zyra noticed a faint, green glow emanating from its chest, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. It was alive, definitely alive, and somehow, intelligent. "Where did you come from?" Zyra asked softly. She didn't expect an answer, but she hoped for some sign that the creature was friendly. It stepped out from under the blanket cautiously. Its movements were hesitant, almost fragile. Zyra realized it might have been trapped there. Something about the way it moved reminded her of herself when she was scared as a little hatchling. Zyra held out her tiny hand. "Come on, it's okay. I won't hurt you." The creature paused, then slowly inched closer. Its silver eyes never left hers. Zyra could feel a strange connection forming, a bond that was beyond words. The creature's fur shimmered brighter as it approached, the green glow in its chest pulsating faster. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the ship's engine room. Zyra jumped again. The creature hissed, its back arching instinctively. The ship had no other passengers, but the sound was real. Something was wrong. Zyra glanced at the creature. Its glowing chest pulsed rapidly. She understood, whatever this was, it could sense danger too. "Stay close," Zyra whispered. "We'll face it together." The creature hesitated, then nuzzled against her small arm. Zyra smiled, feeling a rush of warmth. She wasn't alone anymore. Together, they crept toward the engine room. The lights flickered, casting eerie shadows along the metallic walls. Every step made Zyra's heart pound faster. The ship's hum had changed, it was irregular now, almost like it was struggling to breathe. Zyra peeked around a corner. The engine room was a mess. Sparks flew from a ruptured panel. Smoke curled toward the ceiling. And standing in the middle of it all was a dark figure, tall and shadowy. It wasn't human. Its eyes glowed red, and its long arms moved in ways that no human or luminar should be able to. The creature hissed again. Its green glow flared, lighting up the corridor. Zyra realized it wasn't just a scared animal, it was a guardian, a protector. Somehow, she instinctively knew that. The figure noticed them. A deep, mechanical voice echoed through the room. Intruders detected. Eliminate threat. Zyra froze. The creature stepped in front of her, body low, fur bristling. It growled again, this time louder, a sound that vibrated through Zyra's tiny frame. The figure lunged. The creature leaped forward, surprisingly fast, striking with claws that glimmered in the cabin light. Sparks flew as metal met fur. Zyra watched in awe. Her tiny friend was strong, clever, and fearless. She realized she had a choice: run or help. Zyra wasn't just a cleaner anymore. She was part of this fight. She grabbed a nearby metal rod, holding it with both hands. She wasn't strong, but she was smart. The creature hissed again, signaling her to wait. Zyra crouched behind a console, watching. The figure advanced, every movement precise and threatening. Suddenly, the creature darted out again, slashing at the figure's leg. It was a small wound, but enough to slow it down. The figure stumbled. Zyra saw her chance. Using her tiny size to her advantage, she darted under the console, rolling quickly toward a control panel. With quick hands, she slammed a button that activated the ship's emergency lockdown. Doors slammed shut, trapping the figure in the engine room. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and the figure banged against the reinforced doors, unable to reach them. Zyra exhaled, her heart racing. The creature nuzzled her again, tail curling around her tiny body. They had survived. Together. For the first time that day, Zyra smiled. The ship wasn't quiet anymore. Not really. There was life in it, excitement, danger, and friendship. The creature curled up beside her on the floor, chest glowing softly, almost like a heartbeat syncing with hers. Zyra whispered, "You're not just a stranger, you're my friend." The lights in the cabin flickered, but for Zyra, everything felt brighter than ever. She wasn't alone. Not really. And whatever adventures awaited, she knew she could face them, tiny, 90 centimeters tall, but with a heart bigger than any spaceship.